All right, welcome back. Let's continue from our episode where we created our plant and we need to now add it for scene. So in our script here, in our dirt plant script right here, you can see that this is where I can actually interact with my plant. However, there is something that I want to do. Now, that thing I want to do is I need to create a variable up at the top called plant or planted or something like that. Now, this is a Boolean that will keep track of if this dirt has a plant in it. This way, now I can now check if not planted, then this is where I would add a plant. Now the question is, how do I add my plant? Well, I first also need to prepare by auto loading, or I always say auto load, but we need to onReady variable. What we'll do is we'll get the plant scene, a plant scene, and we'll preload the plant right here. So you can find this path either wherever you put it, or alternatively, if you didn't do this properly, you can find the plant and just drag it in. And this is the path that is right here, right? So you can see it's highlighted the same. All right, now at the bottom again, what I want to do is I need to now create that plant. Now to create a plant, it's actually quite easy. It's 2 lines. We'll simply create a new variable called plant temp, and we'll say equal to plant scene dot instantiate. Now this essentially creates a new object. Now it's not added to our scene yet, but now we have an object. So to add it, we can simply say add child plant temp. And that's it. That is how we add the plant. That is actually all we need to do. Now there is one thing we need to do though, which is set planted to true. Because at this point we've added a plant, so I should make the planted true, right? Now the last thing we'll do is we'll edit the label.text and say we'll say wait for the plant to grow. All right, so here we now can wait for the plant to grow. Now you could also do this in a process function or something like that, but I'm gonna put it right here. Now, alternatively, what we can now do is we can add an else statement and put if we get child 3, when we'll look at just a second in what 3 is, growth stage is equal to the get child 3 dot max growth stage. So if you remember in our plant, have the max growth stage. So if that plant is equal to the current growth stage is equal to the max growth stage, then what we can do, we can again get child 3 and harvest. All right, we'll call the harvest function. So if you remember, in our plant, we have the harvest function right here. So this also checks for both of those to be the same. So alternatively, you could actually just harvest it, but we're also checking here just in case. Now, what we'll also do is set the planted equal to false. All right, so that is actually most of what we need. That is almost all we need to do. So now let's hit close here. We'll hit play. And let's see if we can interact with one of these guys. All right, so we can see that I'm pressing E, but nothing's happening. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's go one more time. E. Okay, so it was press space enter for me. So now we can see that it is working. And now I should be able to even harvest it. All right, awesome. So this is a relatively good working system. Now you can see we even changed the text, and we can see on the left-hand side, the plant is right there. So the plant has been added. Now, the reason why we were doing get child 3, right, is because in our dirt plant, we have child 0, child 1, and child 2. So if we add a third child or another child, that would be child 3. So that's where we say get child 3. All right, so that is pretty much it for this episode or this part. In the next part, we'll take a look at how we complete the dirt plant interaction. We'll add a bit more text interaction, and then we'll move on to the inventory right after. So I'll see you all there.